Hey YouTube world, how you doing? Alex here. All right, so if you guys are checking in, I came here a little bit early, let you guys check in. I'm 9 minutes early, but I want to hang out with you guys for a few minutes before the class and do a little bit of a recap from yesterday. So as I let you guys come in and hang out, so I'll be back in a few minutes. I say I'm in my yard right now, so we're gonna go live. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to check in, and like I said, I gotta go live on my thing. So let us know where you guys are at, where you guys are coming from. Like I said, we have a few more minutes before we go live, so I want to leave it open for you guys to check in, and make sure you guys are jumping on board from. So like I said, check in. Let us know where you're at, where you're coming from, and then we'll be going live here. Like I said, I'm live, but teaching in 8 minutes. Thank you guys. I'll be back in a few minutes. Like I said, look at my yard. This is like crazy stuff. So I'm gonna try to show you guys what I'm doing, how to set up, and all that fun stuff. Some pretty cool classes today. So love you guys. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, you guys. We're gonna start class in a few minutes, and I'm gonna move the laptop a little closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me move it closer, so you guys can see more. I'm gonna photographing here in a few minutes, and let me see if I can get you guys in there. Perfect. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I yesterday was kind of interesting. We have everybody's getting, stay in place orders and all that. A little bit about me for all of my new followers. because I know this is getting out everywhere. So I am Alex Mello. In 2012 I received the National Gold Medal in photography and art. Um, it went against post secondary. It was a, let's see how many students. It was probably like almost 40 to 50 students competing in photography. There's only two photographers out of the state of Florida that has this medal. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, when you do photography competitions, a lot of people, you submit a photo, you put it up, they look at it, they give you merits and all that, and you get awards, and the more merits you have, the more awards you get. What's kind of cool about the competition I entered, it was that you edit yourself, you take the photos yourself, it's like all hands on, so you don't have the opportunity to go and say, hey, I'm in my studio, I take a photo, I have somebody else edit it for me and I put it. No, 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 it's all hands on. The thing about it is you couldn't even take your cards home. So in other words, you walk into a competition floor with a number, nobody knew who you were, with a number, and when you had your number on that number, you have your cards and your little SD cards, which is your film nowadays, and you put your number on the card in a little envelope and you turn them in. The next day you walk in, and we're walking in. They put us in a bus, and they took us to the Art Institute in Kansas City. Pretty badass. And this is what they told us: you need to have a photo. You're gonna composite a photo with high perspective, low perspective, self portrait, and action in it. And I asked questions. I said, "Hey, can we do this? Can we do that?" They say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So it was kind of interesting and fun to get our hands into that. Into that. You know, because you don't know what you're photographing. Of course, me and my little book, I wrote my stuff down, and then I went back the next day, and they give you your cards back, and all of a sudden you start editing. So what I did was there were these big backgammon buoys, like birdies all over the thing. So I had two cameras, and I put one camera in the floor with a timer. I ran up to a birdie, sorry. I got up on it, and I had the camera pointing down. Then the next one, I came back, put the camera again, I went underneath the birdie. Then the next one I did was with the camera facing the opposite side. So my composition was, my high perspective was me on top of the birdie. My low perspective was me under the birdie. My action was, it looks like me running to the birdie. And I had an hour to create that composite. It was intense. Another part of that competition was that we had to they gave us a Photoshop folder, and it had like 10 files, 10 photos in there, and you had to recreate a movie poster. Was the same effect. You had 1 hour to do it. I did it in 30 minutes. So I mean, I'm pretty intense in Photoshop. I travel all over the world teaching photography, teaching art, seminars to schools, to people anywhere. I teach on cruise ships sometimes. I teach at all over. This year in Alaska, hopefully, I'm taking the Royal Caribbean and AAA. We're going from Alaska, from Seattle to Alaska, depending what happens with this coronavirus. And I'll be teaching a whole week on. So if you like what you see here, I'll be teaching there all week, all hands on, and includes all your excursions, and includes all that. If you can't make it to that trip in October, I have another trip aboard. It's the Melissa Etheridge cruise, and when she is an artist and musician. She has a couple of her friends go in and play music, and I'll be actually in one of the port days. I'll be teaching photography there the first 4 hours, and then I'll be teaching the painting with glass. So, but please feel free to ask me questions as I go along, and I'll give you guys some tips from yesterday. What we did yesterday, kind of recap. So every morning, I'll be here teaching something different. Today we'll be teaching about photographing flowers. You see this beautiful flower right here. We'll be teaching how to photograph it and how to capture it with your phone and also with a camera, and then kind of some of my tips. So I'll teach you guys some pretty cool stuff. So like I said, people might be coming in and out, ask questions, and which is kind of cool is I record this, so you guys have it recorded for so you guys can come back and view it. Like I said, people just popping in and out, in and out, in and out. If you want to follow along, great. Yesterday I talked about magnifying glasses and how to use this on kind of a tip. If you cannot afford a macro lens, which is kind of cool, like people, hey Alex, I'm gonna capture new stuff and how to use a magnifying glass. I showed you guys I was talking about how to use a magnifying glass as a macro lens. You guys can see on my camera, see? Ooh. So same thing. The way I use this is if I want to capture stuff up close and personal. Okay, for all the newbie photographers, all the newbie ones, you're gonna start off with automatic. Okay, start with automatic. So I'll take this, and if you have your phone, okay, you take a phone, regular phone, Okay, and I always have a little string behind this. And I go like this. I turn it on, turn on my camera, turn on my camera. Okay, this is my camera. Okay, my phone camera. Now, if you guys can see this, I'm gonna put my magnifying glass right in front of it. You guys can see what this does. It amplifies the photos. See it? Oops, sorry. Okay, amplifies the photos. There's gonna be a little bit of glare and stuff on here because of I'm outdoors, of course. So what you do is you take your magnifying glass. Now, if you look at this one, this is a Walmart brand. You get these anywhere. This is like $4. So you take, this is a brand that I got. I'll be posting this what I got. 2X. It's a magnifier crystal. Crystal clear. Make sure it's crystal. The plastics don't work that good. So I take this and I put it where I want to photograph on. So I put my camera on top of that. So you take the magnifying glass. Let's say you're doing a flower. You see the flower where you want it. You put the phone over it and there it is. You press it. All right. That's how you take that. I'll show you what that photo looks like right now out of my glass. So I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. All right. I took that with the magnifying glass. Okay. Magnifying glass, awesome. Okay, so this is a pretty cool macro tip that I tell people. If you want a cool effect, you can do it this way with a cool effect on it. But if you zoom in, you can see all the details on that. You can see all the details on that. That is the veins of that of the flower right now. Okay, magnifying glass is awesome. Okay, so remember, if it's not this big, it's kind of cool, intense. I use this in front of my glasses on my cameras too. Let's say I have a camera, you know, and I put it right in front of my camera. Same thing. I put the zoom in where I want to zoom into. Okay, so I zoom into there from a magnifying glass in front, and I photograph. Bap, you know. Another thing people do is you can take this, and if you have a tripod, put it in front and photograph through it. That works great. When you have only two hands, if you have kids, hey, oh, there's a place right by, and you photograph. But you can see what this does. You know, you can see how it. Do you see how it on the camera? You can see how it closes in and out. You guys can see that on my camera, the same flower. Do not leave this in the sun. Do not leave this in the sun. Magnifying glass in the sun doesn't work. Now, people are asking me also for my hip poster. What do I use for my hip? This is the one that I use for myself. This is called tack draw. Okay, tack draw is what I use. And this goes on my hip right here. Put this like this. And then I'll show you. It goes like this with my pants over my belt. And then you can hang your camera off of that. Okay, there you go. See, that's called tack draw. Okay, you put the camera there, in and out, in and out, in and out, both on both sides. So that was that. Now, when I'm working outdoors and I want the perfect lighting, there's something called Expo Disc. Okay, for all the photographers, they want to know what white balance is, and this is the new gear that I've been using for like 3 years. But I love this. This Expo Disc is great for regular photography. And what this does, you put it in front of your camera, and you set a white balance to what you want it to be at. So you put it in front of your lens, you know, you photograph it, and then that gives you a white balance. Those are those nice, soft, awesome photos that works that way. All right, let's get to nature photography. Nature photography right now is 10 o'clock. It is shady and it's awesome. Now I'm using a Canon 5DSR, and I'm also, these are the practically when you want to do any up close and personal of good photos like this, you want to use a 50 millimeter lens. Okay, this is 50 millimeter straight 50. Okay, now in here it tells you, now this is not my prime. Difference between a prime lens and a regular lens, a couple things. The glass matters a lot. So this is not a non-prime, because when I teach classes, people says, hey Alex, you know, some people tell me, hey Alex, I'm on a budget, I can't afford all that fancy gear, I can't afford all those lenses, I'm new at it. So I offer to teach them with the most basic lenses first, and then I'll get into the fancier lenses later on as we go along. But this is a straight 50, okay, 50 millimeter Canon lens. Autofocus on it, of course, or manual focus. Cameras, if you don't know how to change your lens, make sure your camera is off. Okay, and when you're outdoors, you know, if it's dirty or windy, I like to keep my sensor covered because then I get speckles in it. So I press my lens, turn it, you press the dial, you turn your camera, and you press it. I put my hand over like this. Okay, I keep my hand over like this. Now these lenses have covers on them, and you notice that the Canon has no red dots. So line up the dot, turn, all that. People are using phones. Guess what? You don't need that because, um, you know, your phones, you know, you get it dirty, but you can just wipe it down. So, you know, that's pretty good. So this is for Canon users. Nikon also, Sony, same thing. They have a then. So you take the red line, the red dot, align it to a red dot in your camera. You see right there. You put it in, you turn it, you hear a click, and then your lens is on. So it's kind of interesting how the big camera, this is a full frame, meaning that everything's in this frame I will see. Crop sensor means it's cropped, even though you'll see some pretty cool frames on it. Remember, like I was saying to you guys yesterday, life and love equals memories. Okay, that's that. So, like I said, you might have people come in and out, ask questions. You guys want to go along, and this will be recorded, so you guys can go back and see it all the time. So, all right, so now I call it straight 50. And for all my automatic remember is green on your camera. It's automatic for all my newbies. On your phones, there's apps I was talking about yesterday. For Android, there's an app I'll show you guys for manual. And this is how you start getting into the professional aspect of your camera on your phones. If you do not have this app, you can download them. There's two, one for iPhone and one the other one. You can search, just go to your phone, okay, and type in manual camera settings. I'll give you the one that I use. Manual camera. Okay, there's manual camera light, which is pretty cool if you want to pay for it. If you want to pay for it, another one I use a lot is called Pro. See, manual for HD camera. Okay. Sorry, it's all backwards because it changes it. So I'm gonna show you how to shoot professionally with your phones. iPhones have this particular one you can look for. So just do manual camera settings. Okay, that will help out. So ask questions, you guys. So we're gonna do professional settings on your phone today. So it's kind of cool. Like our phones have been in competition for the professional industry, but we're going to change this up. Show you guys how to capture professional photos with your camera. Of course, you gotta go through the whole setting. So I installed it, but okay. All right, so now this is what the software looks like. Okay, you have the same settings. You have a white balance, you have your exposure, your ISO, your shutter speed. The same thing you have on a camera now, you have it here, so you can follow along with this. Okay, so now on your phone, remember HD camera, and it's kind of cool. You can do this also video. It does 4K video, so it does that too. Now, if you look up here, some phones have a little grid here. Okay, remember I was telling you guys about the quadrant. I'm trying to show you guys this. You see those quadrants right there? This is called the quadrants. That center point right there, it is what I was talking about yesterday, is a center point. And then higher above the lines above the horizon, lower the horizon, upper quadrant, lower quadrant. So that's what these lines mean on your phone, okay? So now, if I say do a center, you can have it in the center. All right, so let's talk about cameras, how to shoot photos, landscape. Ideally, when you're outdoors, perfect time, like right now, before 12 o'clock, because after 12 o'clock, it gets too hot, unless you're like in my house right now. This is my backyard. Some viney trees, it's pretty cool flowers. And I have an option of doing, you see that, bright sun or shaded. All right. So I'm going to use a 50mm lens. Remember, I showed you guys yesterday how to hold your camera like this. Okay. So I'm going to go up close and personal with this thing. I'm going to show you guys live photos on this. Okay, I'm using a 5DSR. You guys can see that photo right there. You guys can see it. All right. So I'm focusing into it. So now I can really, really, really get up close and personal with this flower. When you're doing flowers, you want to capture the middle of the flower. So when you're looking at it, focusing with your phone or anything, you want to focus a center point right there in the middle. That's your starting point of your flower. Then you're going to move back a little bit and then focus on the outside. Why? Because your eyes tend to go to the most focus area of a photo. Let's call it inside. If you have a flower like this, it's called leading lines. Let me grab one of these flowers to show you guys what I mean. All right, so inside this is a flower I'm photographing. Okay, you see these lines right here? These lines going in, it's called leading line. So when you see your line like that, your eye is going to travel to that line to the center of this. All right, so this is called leading line. This is a flower I'm going to be capturing today. All right, this from our yard. So that's called leading line. Your eye will travel via that line. If you look at yourself right now and you're looking at it, no matter what you see, that line is going to make your eye travel to that. Leading lines. So when you want to photograph a flower or something, you want to be able to capture that one particular. Now, if you want to get creative with it, you go on the outside of it or the inside of it, move it around. That's a creative aspect of it. You create abstract photos, meaning you start off with here, and then all of a sudden you start moving here, start moving here. If I go like this, it's like, you know what that is. If I go like this, you'll know. If I go like this, see how cool that is? So, see, that's pretty cool right there. See it? That's called leading line. So, a lot of people are buzzing me in on Facebook because they're trying to find my link. Hold on one second, you guys. But that is called leading, so don't get creative with it, because the basic is everybody says this is a basic photo, take a picture of it, and boom, that's it. But when you start moving stuff around and start getting like this, you know that was a photo. Now you can see how cool that looks. You see? Same thing. Don't be afraid to close into that photo, to that picture. So you see how every single angle of this is different. See how cool it is? So don't be afraid to walk around a flower. Don't be afraid. Like, this is the back of it. Look, if I do this right now, up close and personal, you see how that is? You don't know what that, if I do that and I take the background out of it, that means a little bit more. You'll see it. It changes a lot. So you don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what it is. Is this a flower? Is it you want to make the mind wonder. The hardest photography is to make the mind wonder what it is. Have you ever gone to famous famous locations where you see these paintings like, oh my god, somebody just threw paint. But if you walk around it, it changes. Same thing. Photography, you gotta change it. Hey Shannon, how you doing, Shannon? Shannon's one of my students. She's been following me along for the last couple of days. She's pretty cool. She's also a fellow cruiser. So hold on, people are looking for me. All right, so now let's say so now I'm doing this. So now we're gonna take a picture of this with your magnifying glass. So let's say you have a flower at home, okay? If you don't have one on the tree, you do it at home. So let me show you how to do this here. So you take your magnifying glass. Check these. I'm gonna put the magnifying glass right in front of my webcam so you guys can see this. The photos that have different visuals. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I put my magnifying glass in front of it. You see it now? It did magnifying glass. You see how that all went? Also, I put a flower in front of it. So it's changing, you guys see it? So now you went from normal magnifying glass and there. You see it? Now I go further, it goes bigger. I go in. Now look at that photo. That is an amazing photo right there, you guys. Quick, clean shot. Of course, my hands will be out of it. So I will do something like this. All right. Magnifying glass. Simple mind. Now, if you want to go even closer, more technique, there you go. And all of this is my webcam. That is an expensive camera webcam. So same thing with the phones. You take a phone, you have a photo somewhere, you put the phone. Now, if you go on your phone, and you have downloaded the software, you have actually, let me show you this. So this is my software on my phone now. You want to make sure you tap in the middle. Let me put on let's see, where's my program? HD. I have so many apps on my phone. It's like, I have Lightroom and all that on my phone for editing, and it's like all that fun stuff. So you type in your phone HD, and then camera, HD camera. There it is. You open it up. All right. So remember, HD camera for your phones is free software. It's kind of cool. So you go to your camera, and there it is. I want to rate you. Okay, so here's the phone again. So now you look at the phone and you see these quadrants, okay? So you have 1, 2, 3. Same happens with your camera. You have all these quadrants. So if you put it in the dead center, okay, look how cool that looks, okay? So now you see on the small quadrant, you see the dead center. That is a perfect photo because in the middle, it takes a photo and it's there. Now, if you put it up to the corner, like on one corner, you start losing your distraction. Now, remember, I was telling you guys about leading lines. So if I move this to different angles of the camera, it's going to do different things. You see it? So you can do if you do like a postcard, you want to put it down here in the lower right quadrant. If you put it in the middle, that's a perfect photo. But if you move it around, also framing, feel free to play around with the framing on it. All right, so see this. There are photographers, there are advanced photographers, there are in the industry. I challenge you guys to do this. I need a better magnifying glass that birds are happy. Hey, listen, yeah, I have a lot of birds in my yard. We have a magnolia tree, we have different trees, and every tree is different. Right now, it's like very active, so we have like a pretty cool, intense background. That is actually, I forget the name of that bird. It's like a brown bird, mockingbird, something like that. So let me show you guys. So like I said, this is my backyard. So let's get a little bit up close and personal with some stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys some creative photography. All right. If you have now, let's say you're outdoors and you're having problems with the sun. So this is for anybody that's in the industry. They say, hey Alex, I don't have a polarizer, I don't have stuff. So this is what I do. I went to the Dollar Tree and got yourself some glasses. Cheap $1 pair of glasses. Hey, woo! $1. $1. They look cool. So $1 pair of glasses. And what I do is I take this. So now you saw what the flower looked like with some sun, right? So we're gonna do the same camera. Now we're gonna put the lens. Here's some sunglasses. Now you see that? Now it gives me a soft texture effect. So I'll take some sunglasses, hold them like this, put my camera right in front of it, and that changes to completely. See how that soft effect is? So this will change colors. Polarizing glasses, it becomes an instant polarizer. So you're out of the shoot. And if you're in a camera, with your camera and you're out of lens, you can also shoot through this. Dollar Tree glasses, I take them and I just pop them out. And when I pop them out, you could use those lenses for different things. So I'm trying to get these glasses out. But then, okay, let's say you don't have a magnifying glass and you can't afford, you can't find one. You're at home. Now a lot of us young ones have glasses. 325 glasses, anything. Reading glasses are great. Works the same way as that magnifying glass. So if you have reading glasses, same thing. Put it in front of your lens of your camera, right there. See, instant magnifying glass. Let me show you guys this. See it? It just changes where you guys see it. All right. Instant works great too. Put it in front of your cameras. You can pop these lenses out. And get creative. See, I pop this lens out right here. See it? You guys can see my eye. Look at this. See the difference? This is $1. The best way to figure out someone has over 40 reading glasses. Hey, cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So see this? Glasses? Look. See what it does as I go further? Same thing. It works great with phones. It works great to get creative with. So we'll take a phone, put this in front of my phone, and zoom out with it. See? And there's difference. See? That's pretty cool. Now, if you're for cameras and you have a Canon or any camera you have that has a lens on it, it's kind of cool. Is you put it right in front of your lens like this, and you take a photo with it. It's pretty badass because it's now okay. Now you have a split. See that, you guys? See that effect? It gives you like a bokeh effect. It changes. You see how that is? So it gives it a little bit of blurry effect. See that blurry effect? That soft blurry effect. You see this? Watch normal, blurry. See that? That's creative. See, and that's a background. Okay, normal. Let me try to get closer. See, that's normal. And then you see that nice. See how cool that looks. See those effects? How cool. See how cool that is. So that's some creative stuff. Dollar Tree. If you want to get even more fun, you put two of them together. It's pretty cool. All right, so let's go to another creative shot. I have some of my famous photos that have pictures of people being their faces broken down and all that. It's blurrier than the mannequin. Well, you gotta Shannon. The thing about it is that when you do the glasses like this in the front, you gotta the thing about it is remember you're looking. Say when you go look at something real close and far away. Same thing. See if you go like this, it's blurry, right? But if you go far away, start reading. Same thing with the glasses. You start getting closer. Okay, you start getting closer on your phone. Then you start going away, it starts getting bigger, 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 bigger. So you know what I'm saying? If you go on angle, there's one thing. Now, if you want reflection, if you want some pretty cool reflection effect, you put this, you take your glass like this, you turn it sideways. Okay, if you guys see right now as I'm turning, you see the reflections? Okay, you see a pretty cool light on there? So you can go like this to your phone, and you go like this, right? And all of a sudden you start tilting it. Okay, of course you want to do it where you see your hand. So you see how cool that is? Start tilting it. Oops, sorry. Let's see, I'm normally doing this from not I'm doing this in person, so and then there it is. There's a reflection. See the reflections in the sun? You see reflections on this. Do not leave this in the sun. Not a good thing. Next one. All right, so Dollar Tree. Also, Dollar Tree is my favorite place to buy props for cool effects. So, I had a very famous photo where it was a person that looks like they're walking on water and their whole face was broken. All right, so it was cool. Well, the thing about magnifying glasses depends. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you see how this is? You see how cool that is? Magnifying glass. Ooh, Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Same thing. You got to make sure that you focus first your phone. Okay, make sure you. Quick question. Take your phone, magnify in the area. Let's see, I'm gonna put it right there. Let me find. Okay, let me show you a trick on this. You find the subject. You find a phone or something, right? And you find the flower. You see what it is? And then you photograph it. So what I do is I'll take the. Oops, sorry. I'll try to get it straight. All right, so I would take that flower, put it on the floor. I will walk up to it and then photograph it. So you first focus with your magnifying glass where the area is. So for example, I do that and I want to focus on that. I focus there and then I photograph that through there, and it'll be clear. It is a pretty cool trick. You just gotta focus it. So one of my most famous photos I was talking to you guys about, this guy. It looks like a photo of somebody walking on water and their face is all ripped up. I always ask my customers this: the hardest question. You guys gotta think about this too. Anytime I ask him, he says, "Okay." I walk up to him and say, "Listen, if you had a, we walk into a plane room, it's all white walls, and I could take a photo that defines you as a person. What would that be? So, what is your passions? What is your things? My phone keeps on going off, you guys. I'm sorry. So I kept on asking, what can you guys, uh, what defines you? So there's somebody says art and painting, and as more they tell me, the more I create it in my mind. So what I tell them is right now, I mean, then my wife loves her pitties, and she loves Pioneer Woman, and she loves Christmas. So what I would do is I would create a photo of Christmas Village, and then have one of the little houses, with a big, the centerpiece, and then inside that you'll be able to look into that. Then you'll see Pioneer Women in the background. Outside that village you'll have photos of our baby girls and our cats, and of course there'll be a picture of us somewhere holding each other in the snow somewhere. So that would be the theme that I would do. So this is how you do it. Okay, so that's how I create stuff in my mind. So I was like, hey, Alex, I want to be ripped. I want to see something broken up. So Dollar Tree, you see this? Same cool glass. You see it? Broken glass. Sorry, you guys. I got a lot of people calling me. I'm sorry about that. So you have a broken glass like this. All right. Same thing. That's kind of cool. Take a glass and photograph that glass with a little bit of light coming in. All right. So I would take this and I would take my camera. Same thing. I'm using a phone right now. And take a photo of that. Now, if you were kind of creative, you line up the flower with that. You see it? And do that. Now, what's kind of cool about this glass is I would take this. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it. All right, and I'll take a picture of that broken glass right there. See it? You guys can see that? It's just broken glass. Okay, I'll photograph it, and I'm using my phone. I'm using my phone right now with your cameras. Okay, kind of cool. Same thing. This this is kind of interesting to capture because you could put if you put in a tea light in here, you light it up at night. Oh man, all this glass looks like it's flames breaking up inside of it. It's pretty cool, and then you photograph it with your camera. But what I like about this is that you could actually take this texture. Okay, for my advanced photographers, my professionals that like to do some crazy editing, take a photo of this, create a brush in Photoshop, and use it as a texture background. This is great background. So what I like about this is the curve. So if I turn it sideways, different angles, it does crazy, crazy fun stuff. Settings for doing photography right now. I'm in the shade. My face is in the light right now. You see that? That is horrible time. But if you need a photograph, put them in the shade. One step, one step. So settings for outdoor photography right now. I'm gonna photograph this, my flower in the shade. I'll take that. Now, what's kind of cool about the photos inside? Let me show you guys what this look like. Okay, that's what that looks like. Okay, now my settings. Let me show you guys my settings on this. Okay, so right now my camera is at 100 ISO. Let me show you guys. I'm showing you guys my. I'm sorry, I got a little bit of photos coming in. I'm trying to show you the right one because I took like 3 photos already. So this would be. See, I'm zooming in, zooming in. So that would be kind of my photo for that. If I want to do an abstract piece out of it. Okay. That would be the type of color. That would be in my photo. You mentioned to get close up to an object first. Focus. Yes. Yes. When you're doing magnifying glasses. Okay. Magnifying glass or creative stuff. I'm going to show you guys how to photograph that real quick. Okay. So I'm going to go here. I got a little thin set up here. So I'm going to show you how to photograph an up close object. I'm sorry. This is not like my table is kind of like that. I'll show you guys how to do it. Plastic bag. Okay. Pretty cool background. Take a plastic bag. Okay. Oh no, sorry, it's kind of bright. Plastic bag. Okay. Create a thing like this. Okay. Sit it there. Put the flower right on top of it. Okay. That'll be a perfect white background for my people like to edit. Make sure it's white or whatever color you want in the background. I'll take this photo. I aim it to the area I want to look at. So, that looks pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if it's too bright or the light's too much. All right, let me get this out. So let me look. All right. So now I'm doing nothing fancy. All those plastic bags. Okay. I'll take this. All right. Maybe I'm gonna show you both with phone and with camera. So I have a plastic bag there. I take my phone, put it on manual. Okay, let's see, manual camera. Take the manual camera. I'm gonna try to turn it this way so you guys can see. All right. I will focus on the area that I want on my magnifying glass. Take my camera on top of it, and I will photograph it. All right. Now I'll show you what that looks like. All right, and that looks just like that. Plastic bag. You can always go back and edit it in Photoshop. Like, if I go zoom in, you see it. It's zoomed in. See it? Zoomed in and all that. So like I say, I took that. Now, if you're going to do this with a moving object, it's kind of hard with a moving object because if you use a moving object, this is like trying to, hey, 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 hey. This is great for up close and personal stuff. It's great for flowers. It's great for if you find a dead insect or something, that works great. So this is awesome. I love this little thing. I carry this in my bag. The color props. Yeah, well, let me show you something else. Okay, use a plastic bag. Plastic bag, okay? You can use different colors on it. I don't know why my colors are so bright. There we go. Plastic bag, Dollar Tree. See? Dollar Tree. Okay. You could take this and you could make props with it. Sorry, guys. My phone keeps on going off. I'm sorry. Alright, so remember the little cup I showed you guys with the broken tin? Check this out. Put this in there. Plastic bag it. Alright, now you can see more of it. Take a flower on top of it. Oops. Hey, baby, can you give me the bottle of water, please? Thank you. My wife's gonna bring some water. There's some pretty cool water shots. All right, so put this in here. Cup, fill it up with plastic bag. Take a flower and put it in there. All right. This is a flower. You could do this with flowers in your yard, different things. Put it there. Okay. See, great prop. All right, and now from the top, you're doing your camera. Check this out. Top view of a camera. Camera down on it. Okay. I don't know why it's so bright. All right, it's just when you're working outdoors. So I would take this camera, I'll turn it on, go like this, look on it. All right. Now I would do this and show you guys what I just took. That's what that looks like, you guys. Water? Thank you, baby. I can't throw water bottles. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys with some water. Play with water and flowers. Same glass. Okay, same glass. Thank you, baby. Oh no! All right, so I'm gonna show you guys water. Of course, my yard. This is like the whole vine. I love taking photos out here. So some of the photos. Okay, so same glass. Funky. All right, so I'm gonna take this. We're gonna photograph this with water. Okay. Now let me move my phone. Move your gear, please, before you start playing with water and stuff like that. Try to get this out of the shade, out in the shade because the sun is coming. There we go. Sorry, I say no fancy yard. I have a house like everybody else. Oh, there it goes. All right, so now we got water. Okay, water, flower, cup. You can do this any cup. Okay, any cup. You don't have to do this. Any cup. Okay, so just do. I'm gonna put it in here now. Now I'm gonna fill this up with water. So if everybody says, "Hey Alex, how do you capture your camera with some water?" So I'm putting this full of water. Now, when people understand water and flowers, when you're photographing this with regular glass, it looks, first of all, reverses it, and also it enhances the cup to do something like magnifies it, which is kind of cool. So I've been playing with photography for over 20 years. What I did is I took the flower and put it downwards. You see that, guys? Now the same cup. You see how cool that is? I'm showing you guys how cool that is. See? Pretty cool, huh? Bucket flower glass. And then you can push it in there. The same flower we've been using this whole time. All right, so check it out. See? See how cool that looks? Broken up glass. So now the way I would take a photo of this, same thing. I would take my camera. Okay. I know you guys can see. I'll take my camera. Move all this out of the way. I have this little tier system because I can put my props on the bottom, but I put my stuff on top. And I'm gonna take my camera now. If you're doing a base and like say, hey Alex, I can't stay straight, put my camera just like this, and now right there, and then I will go live on my camera, make sure it looks good. Probably go back a little bit more. All right, and I'll show you guys what I captured. And this is all automatic. I'm putting my camera automatic. Simple cup. That was what I captured right now. If I go zoom in, there it is. It looks like a broken flower with some water on it. Water magnifies photos. Water and glass magnifies. Sometimes it reverses the image. If you're using your phone, take your phone. Okay. Okay, so take your phone. Take your phone. Same camera settings. Camera. All right. And we're going to save the camera, phone. All right. Up close and personal with it. Touch the metal to focus it in. Now notice I'm getting very, very close. I want that. The thing about a camera phone, a regular phone, is that in regular cameras, you really get close up and personal with it. Everybody says, Alex, I like that to see the shadow effect, or I want to be able to capture the whole thing. So this is with my phone right now. You guys saw how close I was with it, and that's what it looks like right now. Okay, you see those lines everywhere, broken up. All right, so in my camera, I have it set up on normal. Ideally, you want to do macro with this. If you have a camera and you put it on macro, you do macro on it, you'll be able to do macro. And this lens is made for macro photography. Macro means up close and personal. Quick terminology for that makes it easy. So that's for that, okay? Yes, you can give you texture to the background. So I say my settings right now for my camera outdoors. Okay. I'll turn it on. Go live. I'm gonna put it on automatic. And if you guys don't know a cheat sheet, this is what I use. I'm using ISO 800 because I'm in the shade right now. Speed of 320 and my aperture is 2.8. I am in the shade, and the reason I'm using the 800 is because I am in the shade. I'm not using the speed light. I'm not none of that. But as soon as I step into the sun, I would change my ISO to a little bit lower. The ISO compensates for light, you know, and it shows you the higher the ISO, the more light you let in. But you have to compensate with the aperture and your speed and all that. So you start doing stuff like that. But this one, let's say all I did was, you know, I'm focusing different areas. See, I'm doing like, for example, if I move it to the sun now, if I go to like right here right now to this one, it's more in the sun. My ISO is 100. My speed is 80, and my aperture is 3.5. So that's all like. I'll show you that what it is. So that's what that setting is. I'll show you what that one is. That was with ISO 100. Okay, see that was that. Let's go see that. All right. So I'm gonna go live one more time. Okay, I'm gonna show you if I do like a whole background on it. You guys can see this. My ISO, if it's a whole scene, is ISO is 640, speed is 500, and my aperture is 3.5 around there. So depending where you're at, if it's shade, if it's sunny, it does change a lot. It does change a lot. So it all depends, shade or non-shade. If it's sunny, like you were earlier, you can see that was an ISO 100. So that changes a lot. So let's talk about water. Okay, so I had this flower sitting in water for a few minutes. You guys saw it. All right, I'm gonna take it now. I'm gonna shake it a little bit. Now we have drops of water. You see the drops of water on there? We're gonna capture something wet. Okay. Nothing more beautiful than water. You guys see those photos in the morning of flowers, and they're all like, "Oh my God, Alex, they look cool. I want to capture that water, the morning dew." That's how you do it. You put some water on it. Okay. Sometimes we use glycerin or something. So I took a photo. You put some water on it. You take it out of the cup. You can see the flower right there is all wet. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry if Let me show you guys up close and personal with this. Okay. You see the water right there. Okay, just a couple of water drops. Put it in a cup, take it out, and keep your flowers in water until you're do some photograph. A little bit of sun, a little bit. You see the sun coming in it, and all that helps it out. Perfect lighting on it. My phone. If you're getting up close and personal like this without a magnifying glass, okay, take your camera, go live like this, and move this out of the way. Put this around. All right, so this is a regular phone camera. See it right there? And I do this with it, and I'm going to take a photo, and I put my the camera as close as I can with that. Okay, so I take my camera. I'm sorry, guys. I have my camera. People are texting me. I'm so sorry about that. Let me move this all the way. All right, flip it around. All right, so I have my phone, the camera facing down on the thing, and then there we go. And you press it. If you're doing this with a camera, this is your camera phone. All right, let me show you the shot I just got. This is the shot I just got with the camera down like that. Walking into a flower, call that one. See, there it is. Okay, walk into a flower. You see the drops of water on there too. If I zoom in, you can see the water drop on that. Okay. All right, so don't forget tell me how to crash with the phone. Yes, we're gonna go that next. So that was doing just with the phone. Okay, so now we do it now with the camera. I'm gonna turn this way so I have my distance. Okay, have my camera. Let me show you guys the live view of this. I'm gonna turn this live. Move back just a little bit because it's sideways. I gotta move myself back a little bit. Like I said, I could be in a fancy studio. I have all the gear to do all these professional recordings, but I want to show you guys a live. I want to do like the same photo we just did. Move back just a little. I got so much stuff on this table. So, and there we go. You guys could see that. I don't know if you guys could. And then you take a photo of that. Now, what is kind of cool about having a macro lens is that when you get up close and personal with it, you will actually be able to take the ability of getting really very, very close with the project. Now, people ask me, hey, Alex, do you photograph in RAW, which is a setting, or JPEG? I say I do both. Why? Because if I want to send something to the client right away, I send it to them via JPEG. If I want to send it to them in RAW, RAW captures all the details. It saves all the data that you couldn't capture. Now, RAW editing is kind of cool. We'll be talking about editing later on. So, this one, if you want to do magnifying glass or not, it's up to you. Depends on what you capture. I'm going to do one with a magnifying glass too. So, I'll show you guys this. Okay. This is what I just captured right now with that. Now I'll be posting these photos later on live. So if you want to do the top shot, you want to be able to an angle like this and come to the top of it. And what I'm doing is I got my regular table. This is one of these things from this is from Home Depot, one of these Home Depot racks. Okay, that's what I'm using right now. And you can take I'm gonna show you guys how to make some pretty cool backgrounds. So what I'm doing with this, if I'm doing up close and personal, hand like this, tripod it, and there it goes. See this? See this same effect? So for example, I do a top view of this, I would go like this, and I want to make sure it's focused good. I want to get my angle right. Perfect. And this is a top view. So now I have a top view of the same photo, same flower. Show you guys this. See, now you can see those lines I was talking about. I'll show you guys the lines and all that. Okay, so let's talk about distance. Well, if you want to do a magnifying glass with this particular photo, you could. I'm going to do it up close and personal like this. Let me move my camera down, grab my phone. I said I'm teaching both phone and do not stand in the sun with this. Okay, so now I'm up close and personal with the same shot, same photo, and I'm taking my phone to it right there, and I can do the phone right next to it, and I can photograph with that. So if I'm doing this photo with using my phone as a magnifying glass, more up close, like if you really, 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 really want to see those lines, if you really, really want to get into it, I would use that, the magnifying glass. Do not use a magnifying glass in the sun, you guys. I mean, that's just like, they taught us. So if I want to do a magnifying glass with that, there you go. See, let me do this. Let's see. I want to get it right there. I want to get a different angle. So this is what I'm doing. See, and you can rotate this glass around. See, if you move it around, you have different pretty cool shots. So see, I'm gonna do this crazy effect where it's coming out of it. All right, and I'll show you what I just got with the magnifying glass. The same shot we just took earlier, but with a magnifying glass, looks like that. All right, you see those drops on there, pretty cool shot. So, all right, oh, I had it held it. Yeah, don't put it on the phone. Don't do this. You gotta put it where you want to see it first. A focal point on it, like you say, you zoom it. This is your zoom. All right, the same thing we zoom in a lens. This is zooming. Okay, so if you could master this, you master zoom. Let's talk about real quick about your focal lenses on cameras and what does it mean when you guys have these funky front of the front. So there's numbers in front of your lenses. Okay, these numbers are right here. Okay, so this one tells me Canon EF 50 millimeter 1 to 1.8 STM 49 mm. The STM is stabilizing motor, which means that it stabilizes some. It has autofocus on it or manual focus. But every single one like tells you meters. It shows you the meters. 75 to 300 millimeters. Then it's a one ratio is 1 to 4.6. I mean, that is the lowest aperture that lens takes. So the lower the aperture, Yeah, it's even that's why you probably were blurry yesterday for the homeworks and the challenges yesterday. But if you see the millimeters, think about millimeters. So take yourself a ruler, and look what a millimeter is, or take your phone and see what a millimeter is. Now imagine 300 times that, or 75 times that. This is my 75 to 300. Let's say right now there's a bee or something from far away, and I want to capture it. This is great for landscape, for far away photos. The 50, or a fixed lens like the 50 doesn't mean you cannot zoom. Okay, and there's literally, I want to get up and close and personal. This is what I would use. You see sometimes the pictures of those pictures of flies, and you can see the tiny little grids in their eyes, the little octagons, and people are taking those. That means if they found a dead fly or something, and they put it on a piece of paper, and somebody could use this lens from far away, or you could go really, really up close and personal with this lens. This is called Nifty 50 because this 50 is great for portraiture, for portraits, for people for portrait. Is also great for focal lenses as far as getting up close and personal with somebody. So right here, I'll show you what that means. So right now I'm right here, 50 millimeters. See, that's how far it is. If I get up close and personal, I can still get this close with it. And perfect. Still focus, still focus, still focus. And still focus. Okay, you see, I'm really up close and personal to this. I'm not even an arm's length away from this, and I can still focus it. Now, if I try to get up close and personal with this, so you think about it, 50 millimeters up close and personal, this much, okay, arm length, okay, arm length, 50 millimeters, and it's kind of cool when you get up, you see little ants or something, you can get real close to it, and spiders are awesome. Me and my wife were at a botanical garden, my key botanical garden. There's a spider, and I'm literally laying on the floor with this spider on top of my face. It's one of my cool shots. Well, no, apertures depends on the aperture. Depends on what you want to do. Okay, we'll be talking about apertures probably tomorrow. We'll be talking about ISO, apertures, metering, and all that stuff tomorrow. But as far as getting up close and personal, the millimeters on your lenses, just remember this: the smaller the smaller it is. There's 24 millimeters, 30 millimeters. So the closer that lens is, the closer you get to it. Now we have a big lens like this. Everybody says, "Oh my God, I love this." When people tell me this, wow, what a nice camera! It's a big lens. I bet you take some awesome photos. I love when people tell me that. So when you have a lens like this and show up to a party, oh my God, what a badass lens! That must be expensive. Or you pull it out and people are like, wow, No, man. It's just, and that's what people tell me. They don't care what the camera is, and photographers are. It's not what the camera is, what your eye captures. You can have the most expensive cameras. I've been in seminars where there've been 200-300 people in a seminar, and they're all photographers, and we're talking. And says, asking about gear, and this guy goes, "Yeah, I have a $30,000 camera, blah blah blah." And I look at his photos, I'm like, okay. Say, and the thing about photography is you gotta take the time to learn it and understand it. It could be via phone, it could be, but if you don't have the eye for it, don't invest into any gear until you have an eye for it. Start looking outside the box. How many times you driven to work? You always see the same thing over and over again, and you never take the time to really think outside the box. My wife and I are everywhere. I'm always going like this, or I have my camera going down to the floor. This, why? Because you never know. Like this whole thin area here, oh my God, it's like a perfect background. You take a photo of this, and later on I'll show you guys how to do drop-ins, and you guys will be able to show how to do this. So, well, it's for me. I'm trying to share this with the world and show them some pretty cool photography and some art. Um, White balance matters a lot when you guys doing outdoor photography. Like right now, the perfect environment is every camera is different. Okay, every single camera is different in white balance. Okay, white balance means it changes the colors on the shades, the tones on yourself. So the biggest mistake people do this, and I love hearing photographers argue about this. Let's say right now I'm tan, okay, and they put me it's a sunny day, and they put the white balance for sunny. What's gonna happen? Clear. And there's people tell me I'm at a wedding. The brides tell me, "Hey Alex, I want the nice tan." Okay, so I go to my white balance shade. Every single camera, Canon and Nikon, are different. Yep, it's never. Yeah, I agree with you, Shannon. It's agree. I've seen photographers with expensive gear, and they don't know that they just gotta be have creative. And the other ones that get me is like, okay, they have all this gear. Like right now, I'm talking to you guys, and there's a bee inside a flower. I'm highly allergic to bees, but that would have been such a great shot. And I'm like, I'll take that risk just to get that shot. Okay. So and I love it, and I tell people this: you could be a beginner. Okay, I walked into competition with the $700 camera, two $700 cameras. One was given to me by the school, and the other was my pocket camera. And I walked into a competition. All these people have all this fancy gear, all these badass computers, and all this. And I'm sitting there going, okay, whatever. It's the eye. Hey, Shannon, you can't go to the doctor right now. No, you can't go to no doctors right now. You can't go anywhere right now. It's like, yeah, it's horrible right now. So one more thing I'll show you guys before I head out. So the white balance, go into your, if you have your phone camera, I'll show you the phone and then I'll show you on the on your cameras too. So on your phone, if you download the program, it says white balance. Okay. Now, if you play with this camera, it says a white balance. You click on it. Now, if you click on the program, you see these white balances. Okay, it says white balance, and it shows you. See how it goes from. Look, let me show you this. That is what you would do it if it's can't change it. And then if I go into sunny, it gives me that blue. If I go into shade, it gives me my brown tones. So if you're doing photography of woods and beginner photographers, I'm challenging you guys to play with your white balance. Even on your phones, you guys, challenge yourself where if you have a brown leaf like this is that. You have a brown leaf like this. See this leaf? Pretty cool, huh? Up close and personal relief. Hey, wow! So brown. So this white balance. If you have this brown, you want to do shade. Okay. Anything that's brown, browns or shade. Okay. Do not. Ooh, I just had a bird almost hit my head. You saw that? Look at him. He's over here messing with me. You guys should see this. I have this little bird. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a different camera. Tomorrow I'm gonna show you guys my screen as I photograph and show you guys what I do photographing so you guys will have it. So I just got almost hit by a bird. And I'm nowhere near a nest. Hey baby, I got a new pet. I got a new bird. He's visiting me now. I got a new bird. Every animal that comes to our yard, we call him a new pet. So we have a new pet. Yeah, we feed our animals here, and they love to hang out. Like I said, I wish I could show you guys. All right, let me show you guys. I have a big mess. Hopefully, it doesn't run off. But if you guys look over there on top of the fence right there, you see that bird right there? You see him moving? He almost hit my head. He's the one that's been whistling and going crazy. So but yeah, white balance. So if you go blue, if you go sun, it's going to give you more of the bluish tones. If you do automatic, it does picks up every single color. If you do speed light, it makes it bluish. If you do fluorescent lighting outdoors, it makes everything like bright blue. So challenge yourself to play with the white balance. Well, on the cruise, everybody says to my wife, "Hey, baby." That's what everybody says, baby. Her name is Jenny, but they call her baby. So they call my wife baby on the cruise. But yeah, for sure, play with your phones, play with your settings, camera wise. For my camera people, okay, camera. Explore your cameras. Explore changing your own white balance. Explore playing with it. So my focal lens, remember, these are the tips for today. So no. I do shade if I'm doing outdoors, and some people want shade, especially on the cruise. I do a lot of cruise photography, and everybody says, "Hey, everybody's been on the sun the first day. They're there, and they take some brewskis, and they lay out in the sun. Oh, I'm on the cruise, and they're red. They're red the next day. You can see them all fried. My wife was one of them, and you take a photo of them, like, hey, I want that tan look. So then you use a shade balance for that. If I do if you want that pasty white look, then you do sun. And then they look like a tomato. Yeah, they look like this. People look like this when you put it in sunny. So it all depends on where you are, where you're playing with. The ocean, I use sunny for the ocean. Unless it's sunset. And for sunset I use shade, you know. So every camera is different. Nikon has more of a bluish tint to their photos. Sony, now the mirrorless cameras are pretty intense because the Sony mirrorless cameras captures what they see. So they does change the colors by like it's called candence. They change by a couple colors, you know. So no tomatoes. Hey, listen, yeah, some poison and Mr. Poison. Wow, yeah. If you go on a cruise, you guys, spray for yourself for ultraviolet, protection, and also your cameras. When you're in the sun, don't leave it in the sun. If you're not using your cameras, take the batteries out of them. Do not leave your battery. Right now, if I wasn't using my camera, yeah, when I go inside right now, I unplug my battery. I unplug it. Do not charge your batteries unless you're going to shoot. Okay, another tip. If I'm gonna go shooting, do not keep your batteries always charged because they go up and down, and they, believe it or not, inside the batteries there are what's called memories. And so the battery kind of like the first time you get your camera out of the box, fully charge it, and all of a sudden drain it. Then that will give you more battery life. That will help out a lot. But when you come into cameras and you're coming into your phone, same thing. The first time you get a phone, drain it at least once a month. Let your phone go completely dead. I know, and then turn it back on. It helps a lot. What would you do? What would you put your cell phone for making outside picture? Okay, same thing. If you have the program I told you guys about, the HD camera phone, the HD camera app, that camera app has different things. So you want to play with the balances. There's a WB on it. You remember the WB Warner Brothers? Remember that? Click on WB and start changing the settings on it. Start doing white or start doing sunny. It all depends. If you're doing the photos outdoors. Now, if for some reason you are outdoors and it's too bright and you want to neutralize it, take a pair of glasses. Okay, I like polarizer glasses. A polarizer helps take brings the blue out, bring the greens out more. So polarizers also helps the cameras from preventing it into burning your sensors out. Believe it or not, cameras are full of electronics. You if you leave your phone too long in the sun, the screen gets dark. Same thing. I use sunglasses, you guys. Sunglasses for polarizer, same thing. Same thing. I was using magnifying glass, put it in front of your camera lenses, and it's great. If you're somewhere, if you're a professional, you should have polarizers. If you are a professional, you want to challenge on macro photography on flowers, you want to bring out different colors. There's something called filters. And back in the days, we used to use those for effects. We didn't have Photoshop, and before Photoshop came out, we wanted to bring out the tones. So I would bring a brown filter in front of my lens. I'll do filtering. If I wanted the camera this, I would bring purples out. So depending on what you wanted to take or put in, I challenge photographers. Okay, I'm challenging every photographer out there that's an advanced photographer. They're a professional industry. Stack your filters. Okay, and I'll be teaching some pretty intense 3D stacking on filters and how to create 3D effects with just straight out camera. That'll be class 7. So it's dark brown, dark that looks brown, it looks almost like the glasses, and then put a brown in front of it. Try that. And what you understand, there's a spacing between every single filter. So as the light comes in, okay, the light's coming in, okay, and it just breaks and it breaks and it breaks. So now you're going through 3 different type of glasses. Okay, so you're going from the brown to polarizer to a UV, and then going in that. So, all right, let me explain this easy way. Okay, so let's imagine you have camera filters. You do filters for phones. You can't do that. It has to be on the camera. The internet cut out on you. All right, can you guys hear me now? Yes? No? All right, so let's talk about filters. Okay, I'll repeat that again. Filters are, you can get them in little stacks for your phones. You get phone filters. They have the ones you can stick on the little things on this. And a filter, it could be square, it could be round. I'll be showing you guys some pretty cool effects with 3D with it. So if you're a professional photographer, you have filters. Okay, even some of my old school photographers, they have film. You can still have some corking filters. Okay, so I take UV, which is good to have in front of your lenses, regular UV. It looks like clear glass, and then you have a polarizer, which is dark, and then you need to put a brown one in front of it, and go out and photograph flowers. Okay, photograph flowers, photograph trees, photograph foliage. And then come and take that off and try it again. Okay, brown polarizer to UV. Got it. It's good when you have camera, professional camera, and I challenge people to do this. I challenge you guys to try it and try different colors on it. Do greens in front of it, do a blue in front of it, and try it. You guys could see the most crazy creative effects there is with it. If you're photographing water, all right, I'm gonna go to water. Let's go back into water real quick. This is water, clear water, right? All right, so you have your phone. Try this. This is pretty cool. Here's a glass of water on my phone. All right, and put something that you want to put in the bottom to look at. So I'm gonna take a piece of paper, whatever. I put a photo of somebody in the bottom. Okay. Of course, this is, make sure there's no label on the bottom of the cup or whatever you're using. Hey, baby, do you have a clear glass? A clear glass. Yes, baby. Thank you. And I need more water. I love you. I love my wife. She's the cutest little thing. She's amazing. So clear glass. I'll show you guys what we're gonna do with that. We play with some water now, some pretty cool water. So now we have a flower, we have water, and I'm gonna show you how to put a glass in water, and we'll show you guys how to do filtering effect in this with the white balance. All right, so let me know if the internet goes out. Exactly, I'm in the middle of my yard right now. I love my wife; she's so cute. She does pretty cool stuff. So same flower. You could take so many variations of flowers and explore your surroundings, you guys. Explore what you're seeing. So 50 millimeter lens is great for up close and personal photography. All right, and this is my meter. You see, I take a tape measure. If you're doing portraits, they get ready for a photo session. You see this? I would take a tape measure and I would measure, let's say 6 feet from a subject. Subject is a person or an item, so 6 feet. And yes, I do carry this. I lose them all the time. They're always in my car. So I take that, and where that's gonna be, I put like a little mark on it, like a little coin or a little stick or something. Please don't kill the environment. So I put a little stick or something. I say that's where I want people to stand at, and then 6 feet away is where I stand at. So that gives me a kind of a base range for a full portrait. Okay, so now I'm standing here, and I'm from you guys. I'm actually 4 feet from you guys. Okay, 4 feet. Okay, this is for portraiture. If I use a nifty 50, that's how close it's gonna be. Okay, as I get closer, okay, same thing with the lens. You zoom in, zoom out, and that's 2 feet from there. So I'm 2 feet from you guys. So we love you, baby. my my peeps say they love you, baby. Shannon, she says love you guys. She's for the. It's back the other here. Let me have this. um. Okay. I'm laying out. Okay. I love you. What happens? Coronavirus stays with coronavirus. All right. So plastic cup. You guys have these anywhere? Solo cups. Okay. We're gonna do the same flower. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a different white balance on it. Flower in the bottom. Snicker love you. Yeah, she's laying out for the sun. So water we did earlier. All right. Now we take the flower from the top down. Okay. Just slowly lay it in there. All right. Now you guys saw this. Now remember I told you about water magnifying stuff. All right. So now look at this, you guys. Look how cool that looks. See? It's magnified. You guys can see that water does magnification. All right. Let me photograph this real quick. This is water. Okay. Now if you were to try to capture water dripping like this in the flower like this, okay. And normally have, if you have kids right now, you guys have kids at home. You have kids at home, challenge them to say, hey, do me a favor, just drop water. Okay, drop water. Okay, drop little drops of water like this, okay? So it's hard when you do it by yourself. What I used to do when I was by myself, I would take a glass, I'll put whatever I want in it, and then I'll have a hose. I would take a hose and a clamp, and I'll put it from the top and let it drip. So this is what you guys can see. This is what it looks like. See the glass on top? You see the flower on top? All right. All right, so I'm going to show you how to photograph that. Now I'm doing the top photography shot. Now this is in water. The thing about water, water is reflective, and water becomes almost like a mirror at times. All right, so we're taking this from the top view. Take my camera. Okay, like this. Okay, so remember, always hold your lens and this. Okay, always hold your lens. Okay, and then like this. I turn on my camera. Like I said, right now, for all those that want to know technical speaking, okay, my settings for top view on my camera, on my shot, I'm doing an ISO 500, 2.8 on my aperture. Actually, no, sorry, ISO 100. Sorry about that. ISO 100, 125. Let me see. Let me focus right. 500 on my speed and 2.8 on my aperture. All right, guys. There you go. Zoom in. That's what it looks like, you guys. I don't know if you guys can see it. Because I will be posting all these photos online. So that's water. Now with your phones, same thing with your phones, okay? Do your phones. Now with your phones, you guys are lucky because you get even closer to it because camera phones, this lens right here, can go really, really close. So I'm gonna get really, 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 really into that with some water. There's this Alex. I look like it's floating. So I'll show you guys what that looks like real quick. So see how I'm doing? Make sure that your phone is flat to your phone. In the middle of your phone is right there. You have those quadrants I was talking about. Make sure that the middle of the flower is there unless you want to do something abstracty. All right, and my white balance for that is I made that into my fluorescent. Okay, fluorescent bulb. I'll show you what that looks like with the blue fluorescent. You guys can see that now? That's what it looks like with blue. It gives you that blue tone. See that? Now I'm going to photograph the flower. Same angle, but from the side. Okay? Like I said, I'm not here with a fancy studio and showing you guys some fancy stuff. I'm doing this so you guys could do this from home, from your homes without anything crazy or anything like that, that you guys could do it from your, from your area. So I'm going to turn, make sure I get that stick that I want. Turn it this way. All right, let me show you guys this. Now, what I did was I took the side of the flower, and that's what I got with the blue. That's with fluorescent. Sorry, people were texting me. That's how I got it with the blue fluorescent with the white balance. All right, I'm gonna do that with a brown. Okay, I'm gonna do this with a shade now, so you guys can see the difference. I'm gonna shade it. Shade. All right, so same shot I just did right now. Focusing right. Let me show you guys what I'm doing. Same thing. Phone there, focusing right. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys this. So now we took two photos with different white balances. This right here. Okay, you guys can see the colors there. That is with my shade, and this one is, hold on. This one with fluorescent. You see a fluorescent, and this is with the shade. See, fluorescent gives you that blue tint, and sorry about that. People are just texting me. And that. See the difference? Fluorescent, shade. All right. So every single white balance is different. So you guys could do some creative stuff. So you could do shade. And you can play with it. Like I say, you do anything that's brown, use shade. Anything that anybody wants to tan, use that. Do not do it at nighttime. It's okay until 8 o'clock. At nighttime, I don't use it unless some exceptions, and that exceptions are very, very rare that I use that. Unless you're on a stage and the artist wants a tan, or if you have on a concert series and they have a lot of white lights on, like a lot of those bright lights on the artist. I use the shade sometimes, the settings. Play with your white balance. Play it. Go outside. You have everybody knows we got trees and grass all over your house. God knows we have. So test it out. Go get yourself go get a piece of grass and try it. Take a piece of grass. So, but remember, water magnifies stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna show you the difference between this. Now check it out. This is a water, right? I'm gonna pull it out. Look at the difference between that size and this. See this? Watch. You see the difference in how it magnifies? Science project. Here you go. Boom. Ah. Ooh. So that's that. So that magnifies stuff. All right. Now, if you want to get even more creative, now never mind that this is the stuff that I play with. Okay. Take that glass, put it inside the other. All right. Put some water around that. Remember, we're talking about creative photography. Now we have two glasses within each other. Okay. Let me show you guys. I'll put a glass. Let me take this out again. Let me show you guys from scratch. So I'll take one plastic cup, take another cup, put the bottom there, put some water in the bottom. Okay. Put that there. You see how it floats in there? Right? And keep on filling it up with water. Now, check this out, you guys. Take the flour and put the flour back in there. All right. I should flip it around. I'll make the flour go downwards now. Okay. Believe it or not. All right, I'll show you guys what that does. See it? See those effects? See how cool that is? Because the water magnified those cracks. So now it looks like a broken flower. Right? Dork. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Yeah. So check this out. See how cool that looks now, you guys? So that's just the flower. Now I can take the flower and change it out to whatever I need to. See? And that's what it looks like if you want a pretty cool effect. Now all it was a Dollar Tree glass, plastic glass with some water in it. Put that in. Press it down. Get it near where you want. You see that? Gives you a pretty cool effect. Take a flower, put the flower in there like that. Now you have a broken flower. It's called broken flower. There you go. All right, guys. Well, that looks kind of cool. It really cracks the image. Yeah. I use that a lot. I take glass like that, and like I said, you can use broken glass, broken mirrors. Just not good look. But yeah, Dollar Tree, $1, $1.07 or $1.10 depending on where you're at. Clear glass. Okay, you put it onwards too. Now take this and put a candle in it and photograph it with a candle somewhere outside. And man, it's gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys for today. Just remember all the stuff that I showed you guys, and today some tips. I love to see your photos. Hashtag me, Alex Mello Photography Class YouTube. Or put Alex Mello. Send me some photos on Facebook under Alex Mello. My website is amellophotographics.com. But feel free to ask me questions. I'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, and it does pretty cool. You can change stuff up, explore. You can put this around your phone and photograph through it. You can take your phone and, photograph through this. There's pretty cool effects. I mean, you can do so many things with it. Make sure that you have all the stickers off with it. I just got this one today because I break these a lot. Because I paint with glass, and I'm doing some painting classes later today. I need some glass, so let me show you guys the last one. Go like this, put the glass through it. It'll be kind of cool. Same with your camera. Put this on top of your camera like this as a lens, and it gives you that cool effect. So you can shoot through your glass. Let me show you guys. This is pretty cool. One last one, because this is pretty cool. Make sure this is dry. Don't put it on your lenses or your cameras, okay? So now this is what it looks like. Put this in here like this. You guys see that effect? It's kind of cool. So put that in there. Put the glass over it, and then you have a pretty cool cylinder effect. That works pretty good too. I mean, there's so many things you guys can do to explore, but for sure, camera settings outdoors, sunny days, 100 to 400 ISO, aperture depends what you want, and your film speed. Anything less than a 60 will not work for outdoors. It'll be too bright. So, all right, guys, lots of love. Take care. So hashtag Alex Mello Photography or A Mello Photographics. When you guys take some photos, tag me in your stuff. I like to see what you guys are creating. Or if you guys follow me on my personal Facebook page, show me what you guys are doing. I love to see it. So lots of love, you guys. I'll talk to you later. The upcoming classes, I have photography. Of course, every morning 10 a.m. I'll be here showing some new stuff. Ask me questions, pick my brains. I'll be doing art classes, how to paint with glass, and some pretty stuff you can do with your family. So paper and pen is all you need. I'll be teaching you guys some Photoshop here in the next couple of days, and then how to sell your stuff online. Doesn't matter if photography, doesn't matter if it's art, it doesn't matter what it is. I'll show you guys how to sell and make a profit on photography online. I love you guys. Thank you guys for talking in. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.